Am I a boot guy? When I first started collecting shoes, I had very, very few boots. My first non Edmonds shoe that was in our caliber was a Johnston and Murphy Chukka, and it was in suede, and it was okay, cemented sole, not not terrible, but I mean it lasted 10 years, and I wore it occasionally. But now I'm really starting to think that boots might have a greater appeal to me. And I know that the work boot has a greater appeal to a lot more people than the dress shoe. So as I think about the channel, as I think about my book, and what is out there, I am thinking of different things. Now you'll notice the sound is off on this from the video itself, and that's just because I have I recorded this on a different iPhone than I normally do, and the sound is terrible. So I decided to cut it and just start from scratch. So let's take a look at leather first, right? If we look at the bottom left, there is a boot that's there that is in Thibet grain. Then we have the two suedes. This suede that I'm holding right now is a Vogue suede. The Alden boot is actually a like a regular Loden suede. Probably Superbuck, right? It's a very high quality suede. This Thibet grain is exciting. It's a little different, but you'll notice if you look at the top four shoes, they're all split toes, and so I have a lot of split toes shoes. I thought I would like the split toe boot, and I do. Now, the Thibet grain and the Hatch grain are both a blucher boot because they don't have the derbies. The facing is actually attached to the regular side of the boot rather than a separate piece that's sewn on top. This is a Chelsea. It's my first Chelsea, and that's from Bodillies. This is one of my Oxford boots. That is an austerity brogue in Hatch grain. Very, very cool. This is another Oxford boot, obviously for the holidays for myself. And this one is actually made out of nubuck. That is an Allen Edmonds Santa Mock. And it's a different kind of leather. It's requires different kind of care. It's a casual leather, and I like it a lot. It's just a great overall spectator, and serves my needs around the holidays really well. Now this is my one and only service boot, right? Service boots are your most traditional, just plain toe derby boot. This particular one is made out of Chrome XL and has a suede tongue. This is a Chukka boot. Now, Chukkas are different, right? You can have a lot of different kinds of Chukkas. I've had 4 eyelet Chukkas, 3 eyelet Chukkas, 2 eyelet Chukkas. Right now, this is the only Chukka in my rotation, and it's made of Utah calf. So if we think about Thibet grain, Superbuck, Vogue suede, Hatch grain, like your regular veg tanned leather, another Hatch grain, the Nubuck, the Chrome XL, and the Utah calf. Um, my boot collection, outside of Shell Cordovan, which is an entirely different section of this video, is very, very different. Now, one thing that you will note is that a lot of these boots have day-night-esque soles or nub soles. So you'll see that on the Vogue suede, the Carmina. You'll see that on the Gaziano and Girling. On the Bodillies, you'll see that on the Allen Edmonds field boot, the Higgins Mill, and on the Chukka. The JR soles are on the Meerman and on this one, which is from Vahtia. Those are there. And then, of course, the tanker boot from Alden has commando sole. So very different styles. And the Santa Mock has just a plain old leather sole. Very different styles, but a good rounded collection with a lot of depth to it, in my opinion, because I am trying a lot of different kinds. Now, what I don't have is a mock toe boot, and you'll notice I don't have a jumper boot, but we'll get to jumper boots here right now as we move over to the Shell Cordovan collection. So on the right, that is a jumper in number 8 Shell Cordovan from Horween, and that's a boot by Meerman. Real excited about that boot. It's a lot of fun. Then I have another split toe boot to the left of it. So I'm starting from the right, moving around counterclockwise this time. That is a different type of Shell Cordovan. that is actually a waxy shell, which is very different. But that is my split toe, and it is a regular, split toe derby boot. With the facings attached to the sides of the boot. Now the Allen Edmonds up at the top in the middle, that is it is a cap toe brogue. So I guess they would call it a semi brogue because it's not a quarter brogue because there's a medallion, but it doesn't have any other broguing on the rest of the shoe or boot at all. So very formal as Shell Cordovan and boot with a medallion can be, but it is out there as well. Now, on the left, those are both what they call service boots. And as you see here, it has 3 stitches for a faux cap toe, which is the tradition. This boot roots back to Edward Green, and that's how they do it. This one is in Ricado marbled Shell Cordovan, which I really like. And it has the classic 4 eyelet, 4 speed hook design, just like this one, which is an Enzo Bonifay, that has the smooth shell and the hatch grain shell on the top. So, if you think about the Shell Cordovan, I have the Ricado on the bottom. Then going clockwise, it's Horween hatch grain, Horween marbled. Okay, so the Ricado is marbled, the Horween is marbled. Then I have waxy shell from an unknown tannery, allegedly in South America, and then the one on the right is a Horween, burgundy shell as well. So again, depth. It's a variety of different boots, a variety of different styles: jumper boots, service boots, cap toe boots, split toe boots, split toe blucher boots, as well as Chukkas, wingtip boots, service, just regular service boots. So